All right, video 2. I guess I can turn my recorder on just for a second, but this is video 2 in lesson 21. Again, what we're going to be talking about in this one is the annotate and text. So what we're trying to do is something like this, but we'll get to that here in a second. So let me restart the kernel. And again, I'm going to turn my video off. However, just know that I am here. You're just going to see, I guess, my little picture that I have up. So, okay. Started the kernel over, so that means we need to go up and import everything that we need. Okay, so what I've done here is I've tried to annotate, and the picture's kind of small right now. The way that we, I guess the fig size piece, we can make this thing a little bit bigger by doing that. Another thing that you might want to add is this thing called DPI. So dots per inch, I believe, or I think it's dot per inch. You guys can look that up, but let's do 200 and let this run. All right, so it's a little bit bigger, and you can see that the dots per inch makes the graph a little bit crisper, although it also makes it a little bit bigger as well. Then you can adjust the fig size if you need to. So you can increase the dots per inch and decrease the fig size, and you can sort of experiment with that in order to see what works for you. So that's that piece. You see what I did here. I used left, right, and center, and what those were horizontal alignments, horizontal alignment, and then over here you see a vertical alignment. Let's just take for a second, or just try to figure out what's going on here with this ax.text, right? So we plotted it, we got this grid, and we plotted this weird function, and we gave this weird function a different value, so you would have some craziness going on, just so you could kind of see what it looks like. And then we're going to plot this thing called left, this text called left, and let's see how that worked. So negative 470, so negative 470, and this thing, even though it looks like it's to the right, it's horizontally aligned to the left, right? So my point, negative 470, is right here, and then left alignment puts it out to the basically going to the right. It kind of looks like a right to me. I'm sure there's a reason why it's a left, but let's see what happens with horizontal align right. So negative 280. So negative 2 would probably be right here, and 80. So that's down here, and looks like it's going to the left of me. So again, I think it's where the dot is, right? So this one's the dot's to the right. So that's why the text appears to the left, and this dot's to the left, which means the text is going to appear on the right. And then I put this weird one on here. So if you had 0,80, so 0,85. 0.85 is right here in the middle of this, and I did a horizontal align center and a vertical align center. So this thing's kind of this dot, if you will, where the text is going to be put at is right centered in 0,85, and so this little box. So how did I get the box? Let's see, dict. So that's a dictionary. We're going to learn that in block, and we've already learned that earlier, what a dictionary is, and you can say box style is equal to this, and this, I'm just kind of giving you ideas here. Round 4, pad 0.5. You can see it's round, and there's round 4 probably means something in this, and pad 0.5 means probably 0.5 all the way around it, and so that's what that box style is. And face color 0.9 is some level of grayscale that's associated with. So we could change that to whatever, and it would give us a different grayscale on that. So that's how you use text. Let me make sure that's. Oh no, I wanted to talk about some style too. So let me give you style 1 and style 2. So we'll have style 1, and that's going to be equal to a dictionary. So a dictionary, and inside this dictionary we're going to say size. So I'm going to make these two different so you can tell which one has which style. And then color is equal to, going to be red. Is dictionary size equals 20. Probably too big. Maybe 15. And then color equals blue. All right, and the way that we get these styles to work is inside this text, I just put a comma, star star style. And oh, I gotta give a style 1 or 2 because one style is by itself. And then star star style 2. So let's see what this happens now. All right, so style 1 is this size 4 in red, and you can kind of see it's really small. Style 2 is 15 in blue, so you can see it's a little bit bigger. And I didn't put any on here, so it remains the same. Now, if we decided to put, I don't know, style, we'll use both. So I'll do style 1, and then we'll do style 2. So remember, you got to put the star star on there too. That means to actually go in and so you can see the center got really small. And if I decided to do style 2, you can see it gets big. Okay, that's, I mean, there's other things that you can do, obviously, with the different box shades. I'm sure that if there's around 4, there's probably around 3. Oh, no, 3 disappeared. So there is no round 3. Round 4 must be it. I don't know. There, you can look this up. So that the point is not to necessarily tell you everything about this, but just understand that other things are out there. There's face color being 0.9. I'm sure you could put, let's see, face color. What would the other one be? Maybe background color, face color. I'm not gonna try to guess. Well, you could look these up. There's other things that kind of go in this BB box that you could change to make this thing look however you want it to look. Okay. Now I'm going to use annotate. So I'm going to use annotate to produce arrows as well. So let's start off. So with this, we're going to learn more about these RC params here in a second, but all that's going to do is sort of set it over or set things back the way they were at first. Let's see, ax.grid. I'm going to throw a grid in there and rerun it. All right, so now we got a grid going on. And now what I want to do, so let's check out how this works. So AX equals 6.21. Where in the world is 6.21, comma 1? So it looks like it should be, oh yeah, so it's pi, 2 pi, I mean, and 1. So so local maximum, I probably want to point that at that spot right there. So this isn't doing anything right now, but in a second, I'm going to put an arrow, and it's going to start at wherever it starts, whatever the convention is, and then so this 10, 4 is 10, 4. So it's the bottom left-hand piece. So let's throw an arrow in there. Oh, look at that. I got it right down here, so I don't have to type it. So Control C, Control V. And then we'll press enter, put it down, and it doesn't start at 10.4, so that's where the text is. It looks like it starts kind of in the middle, and then it points down to 6.28, comma 1, so it points down to there. So this tells you where the arrow is pointing, and this tells you where to put the text, in case you didn't see that already. Now, I'm going to annotate this local minimum. So this local minimum is down here, and you could probably, let's see, 2, comma -6, so 2, -6 of the bottom left-hand piece there. Let's go ahead and put a box in, making a blue arrow. Press enter, so to get that down again, and let's see what happens. Okay, so face color, arrow prop, face color equals blue, shrink equals 0.05. So what this thing looks like it did was it gave us a face color of blue, and it looks like it made it bigger, right? So it sort of made a thicker arrow. So what happens if we take this out? Find out. I can't really. Here, Control Z. Oh, it moved it off of it a little bit. So it's not right up on top of it. That's all it did. Okay. Let's see, maybe style. Maybe we can put arrow style equals. Maybe that's what made it weird, because this guy. So let's see what happens now. Ah, it disappeared. So it didn't like that. I can probably take one of these two out. Why is arrow style not working now? Maybe the shrink thing is what called it not to work. Calls it not to work. Okay, so local minimum is pointing to the right spot, so that shrink thing. How about, let's try face color again. Face color equals. So this is what you have to do in order to figure out how to use this thing. You just got to experiment with it and find out what happens. All right, face color didn't work. Maybe that, I don't know. Again, you'd have to look these up. It didn't like that at all. Said it didn't like that style. That works. Surely something like that. Yeah, so all it's doing now, it's not an arrow anymore. It sort of starts and stops at a particular spot. Huh. All right. So I'm going to do another style down here, and you can see this one. It's got this arrow prop, Control C, comma, Control V. And let me move it down again. All right, let's find out what happens here. Oh, look at that. You got like a little a curved. So it's starting basically where it would have started had we not put this weird connection style on here, and it's kind of curving up. I want face color to be different, but apparently that does not do anything. But I just want to verify that it doesn't do anything. Nope, it doesn't. Okay. So I don't know why we had face color equals black in there. It didn't do anything anyway. All right. The last one has got a bunch of crazy stuff on it. So let's find out what it does. Control V. So size equals 10. Oh, I forgot to mention. This 10 here controls how big this is. So let's see what happens. Okay, so I made the text a lot larger. We put a box around it, and then we did this weird little pointer based on what this thing. So this BB box is what puts a thing around it. Alpha equals 0.1 means that the box sort of you can see through the box. That's all that means. Arrow props, so wedge tail. So that's what's producing this little weird wedge tail there. Let me see if that changes anything. Yeah, so that gives it how thick that tail is. Again, you have to experiment with it, sort of figure out what you like about it. If we wanted this to be smaller, we could change the size. So that size works for just the text. So size equals to 30. I'm going to make it really big just to make it dramatic. Of course, you wouldn't want to do that in real life. Oh, and I put a comment here. So let's make it big. Yes, and so it's really, really huge, way too dramatic. Anyway, again, that's how you would want to go about doing that. You just sort of have to experiment with these things and find out how to do it. All right, that's all I got for this lesson. Hope to see you guys, or we'll check you out again next time.